What the heck? I just sat down to record this and like half an hour went by of me yapping. I look over there. It stopped recording after about 60 seconds. I was doing the thing where I pretend like I'm gonna retire and everything after that is just not recorded. I don't know what happened. Okay. This was recording, but the audio had stopped. Strugglers, welcome to the 5th annual Spotify Wrapped. That is a name that I stole from the comments of last video. It's just too good. Yes, the crazy clickbait title and the intro where I pretend I'm retiring, they're back. Last year I had said I wasn't gonna do that anymore because other people had started doing it. And I'm not gonna let them take that from me. That's our thing that we do, and we're gonna keep doing it. So if you don't know what Spotify Wrapped is, at the very end of the year, I like to look back on every video that I posted. I give some fun facts. I give some behind the scenes information. We just go over it, we reminisce, and we get little secret information here and there. It's fun. It's like a podcast you can throw on in the background, or you can sit down and you can lock in. Whatever you want to do. Usually what I do is I talk about all the videos first, and then at the end of the video, I talk about some other cool stuff I got to do. This year, I'm gonna flip-flop those two things, if you don't mind. It's a beautiful snowy night here. We're just gonna hang out. We're gonna chill out for a little bit. First things first, very exciting. We added about 40,000 new subscribers this year to the Strugglers. Very nice, very great. And now that number to you might seem, well, I was gonna say it might seem low. To you, it actually seems really high. It's one of my lower years. It might actually be my lowest year in a very long time, but I'm still very happy with 40,000 new subscribers, and I'll tell you especially why. The way that the internet in general, but especially YouTube is right now, subscribers are like irrelevant. They have switched up the algorithm so much to like match TikTok where they're just force feeding you slop all the time that a lot of people are not even subscribing to channels, or if they are, they're not like checking subscription tabs, you know? I am faithful to the subscriptions tab. That's basically all I watch on YouTube, but most people are not like that. So it's very cool that 40,000 new people decided to subscribe in the year of our Lord 2025 when algorithms rule the world. Thank you so much. I'm at about 950,000 subscribers right now. Will I ever reach 1 million? I might not. Like I just laid out the landscape. It might not happen, but that's okay. I'm very grateful for the 900. What an insane number, by the way. I want to throw up when I say that. 950,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. If you would have told me when I was 13 or when I was, well, how old was I? 11? When I was like 11 years old and I started doing YouTube that someday I would have 950,000 subscribers, I would have said, yeah, of course I will. I'm the best. I'm so good. I'm so good at this. So here's the thing. This year on my main channel, I only made 19 videos. That's the least amount of videos I've made since like 2018. Interesting correlation I just made. Posted the least amount of new videos and I gained about the least amount of subscribers. So that is also a huge thing to consider. 19 main channel videos. Scott, you're slacking, right? Absolutely not. How dare you? I also made 9 second channel videos. That's good. And I made 30 episodes of a podcast with my siblings. Did you know about that? Have you been following my podcast with my siblings called I'll Remember This? If not, you're fake. And how dare you? It's been so much fun doing that. There's just like, it's just a special outlet. There's so many things that I want to say. So many rants I want to go on, so many tangents to be had, and that's a great place for it. Laura has taken over the editing. She edits the whole episode, and then I just go through and like add a little bit of B-roll and I make a thumbnail or whatever. But it's been a really fun project. 30 episodes. There are so many good. I mean, they're all good. All 30 are great. If you haven't watched any of them, what do I recommend? I would say watch the paintball one first. And maybe if other people have been watching the podcast, the people that watch the podcast are so awesome, by the way. You guys are so nice. But if there's anybody that watches the podcast and you want to leave your recommendations of your favorite episodes or moments or whatever, so that newcomers can have an idea of what to check out, I'd appreciate that. We're all one big community here. Sorry, I just keep looking over to check and make sure my audio is still recording. I'm gonna be paranoid all night about that now. Oh, another thing that I did this year that took a little bit of time out of my schedule was I went on a 4-city tour with Eric Striffler. We did pretty much it live. That was such it was a once in a lifetime type of experience. I have nothing but the most amazing things to say about Eric and the whole team that was there, but I'll talk about that a little bit more in the cool things I did section. So yeah, this was, even though I posted the least amount of main channel videos that I've posted since 2018, this was my busiest year from a business standpoint and also from a personal life standpoint. My personal life was an absolute tornado this year, and Glenn Powell wasn't even there to save me. Thanks a lot, buddy. So right now, the first thing I want to do, 2 things before we talk about the recap. I want to give a little bit of advice, which is something I do every year, and then I want to talk about the other cool stuff I did, which I've mentioned 100 times already. So for some advice, actually, I would like to point you somewhere else for some advice, but don't go there yet. Do not leave this video. You can do that later. Actually, maybe add it to your watch later and watch it tomorrow. A YouTuber by the name of Joinin. This is my buddy from years ago. Joinin was one of the first YouTubers when I was a really little guy that ever like gave me a proper shout out. Joinin and Mr. Gigi, they hooked me up big time back in the day. And Joinin made a really great video with a bunch of advice that I fully agree with. A lot of it is stuff that I have said in, these recaps over the years or just privately to people. And then he added a bunch of really great stuff that I've never been able to put into words. It is such a great video. And it's not just a great video for people that want to be YouTubers. Really, any field you want to go into, there's a lot of really good nuggets in there, especially any creative field. So definitely go watch that later. Not now. We're hanging out. We're chilling. It's snowing. We're just having a good time. Don't leave. Why would you want to leave? One other thing I wanted to say, just some more advice from me. Maybe it's something I've said before and maybe I'm reiterating it, but it's important. Something that I see a lot, especially with creative people, is they kind of like to pretend that everything is effortless. The whole nonchalant thing that's been going around lately. It's a virus. Why do we have to act like being creative is so easy? I hate that. I hear it in the music industry so often, especially this year. There were a lot of interviews that people did where they were like, oh yeah, that hit song that everybody listened to. Yeah, I wrote it on the back of a napkin in a bathroom at Subway. Yeah, we were on our way out of the studio and somebody sneezed and we're like, oh, let's turn that into the song of the summer. It's so easy. It took us 35 seconds to make that song. Oh, it just pisses me off when I hear that. Because I like to think of creativity in the same way that athletes do their thing. Imagine an athlete being like, yeah, I don't even lift weights, so I never practice. I don't even really know anything about the game. I just kind of stumble my way through it. Oh, I threw for 50 touchdowns this year. I've never even really held a football before. That would be so cringe, right? You'd be like, shut the f up, loser. I think hard work is super impressive. Athletes don't lie about that. Athletes are like, yeah, I'm in the gym all the time. I'm constantly studying film. I work hard. But for some reason, creative people want to act like making creative stuff just happens. It's so annoying. And not every creative person does that. But when I see it, I'm like, oh, dude, you're giving people the wrong idea. Because then some people will hear that advice or they'll hear that story of that happening, of them just falling into a hit. Or like, oh, the YouTube video that I put the least amount of effort into, that's my biggest video I've ever made. People will hear that and they'll say, okay, I'm putting a lot of effort into things and it's not working out. Am I bad at this? Do I suck? Should I quit? There's this expectation that like, it shouldn't be hard. This is hard. I was giving a lecture of sorts at my old college a few months ago, and somebody asked me a question that was like, how do you make it, or how do you keep it from feeling like work? How do you keep this job from feeling like work? And I was like, brother, this is work. It should feel like work. This is my job. There's so many creative people that are like, oh man, the day that it started feeling like a job, I was done with it. And I'm like, this is my fucking job. It just drives me crazy when people act like it should just be so fun and effortless all the time. And it's like, if you want this to be your job, it's not always gonna be sunshine and rainbows. And sometimes a dark, snowy day is better than sunshine and rainbows. Like, look at this is great. Isn't this awesome? We're so cozy. Anyway. What was I talking about? For this to be like a consistent thing that you're doing all the time, it is gonna feel like work and you have to put work into it. You would not believe how many people message me and they're like, oh man, how do you keep it from feeling like work? I don't. It does feel like work. It is work. It's hard, but it's also so much fun and it's awesome. Being an NFL quarterback is hard work, very hard work, but it's also awesome. Anything that is super duper awesome, probably going to take you some hard work to get there. So anyway, there's my advice for this year. I just think it's really important in the era of like AI charlatans and people that are like, oh, here's how you can use this software to scrape interviews and cut clips and it'll auto caption it and it'll post it for you. It's like, that's not work. F people like that. Using AI to like steal from other people. I hate it so much. So just show your work. And put the work in because you'll improve, you'll get better. It's always good to get better at stuff. If you're just sitting back and letting some program do the work for you, it's not work. And I hope you fail. Fiery today. I think it's because I started saying all this and I realized none of my audio was recording, so I'm extra pissed about it now. Okay, let's talk about some other cool stuff I did this year. First things first, the song from last year's wrap-up video, this time next year, that is officially on streaming services if you want to go listen to it, and the music video is on my second channel. Very cool. I actually had another guy on YouTube that I'm a big fan of. I have been for years. His name is Michael. His channel is called In the Mix, and he's the one that did the mastering on that song. Michael is very talented. I love his videos. So the mastering had not been done for last year's wrap-up. That's why it wasn't on streaming services. He did the mastering in like January, and then I uploaded it on our anniversary, mine and Jaden's anniversary. So there you go. Very cool. Second thing, like I said before, my podcast has been going for the entire year. 30 episodes are out. Spotify sent us a thing that said we were in the top 3% of podcasts on Spotify. Very cool. I mean, what the heck? That's awesome. Everybody else is a sucker. We're up there with with the big dogs now. Another very cool thing that I did. I judged a chili cook-off. I was a celebrity judge. That was awesome. It was like the first time I ever got to be a celebrity. It was sweet, man. Next, the Planters Peanut Mobile rolled through Fargo and I met Jesse. Jesse was one of the Peanut PR what do you call yourself, Jesse? What were you? She was a peanut gal. She was, or something. So now Jaden and I have made a new friend. Thank you, Jesse, for having us come out to the Peanut Mobile. Thank you for sending us the little RC car, the Peanut RC car. That's very sweet. Later on in the spring, there was a YouTube event that happened in Fargo that I was supposed to go to, but I ended up skipping it because I was too busy editing the slap video. So I don't really know what they were doing there. It was just like a thing that they emailed me and they were like, hey, you want to sign up for this Fargo event? And I was like, say less. Nothing ever happens here. So yeah, of course. And then I wasn't able to go anyway. So if you were there, what'd they do? What was it? How'd the event go? Another cool thing, a viewer of mine sent over these Cramer games, animated graphics. What the frick? Look at these. Are you seeing these? How cool is this? Now, you may be thinking, oh yeah, Cramer games, that thing that didn't happen this year. Like I said, business-wise and personal life-wise, this was the busiest year of my entire flippin' life, so I didn't have time to do Cramer games this year. I really want it to come back next year. I have talked about that again on the podcast. People ask me all the time, when's Cramer games coming out? Well, if you listen to the freaking podcast, you would know that. Fake. Oh, speaking of the artist formerly known as Mike Stud, he put out a documentary this year about, he's like kind of retiring from music, I guess, or retiring from touring. I can't remember what it is, but anyway, he's in, Jaden and I are in the documentary. We're just kind of in it for like one frame. He used to do a series called Touring's Boring, and it was just like a tour vlog, and they were crazy. They were wacky, but we were in that when he came to Fargo many moons ago. And then a clip from that episode made it into this recent documentary. So that was cool. The next thing I'm about to say is actually kind of unbelievable. Jaden and I went to a Post Malone concert in Minneapolis, and Post Malone noticed me in the crowd and like called it out. Austin Richard Post, the man himself, was singing up on stage, and he like paused and said, Scott Cramer? It was the most surreal thing. I was like, what is happening right now? It was like dark in there. How do you even see me, Austin? So anyway, that was so cool. And then like we hung out backstage for hours all through the night after the show. It was so fun, dude. There's a whole podcast episode where I talk more about that. I don't give all the details there. You know, I like to keep a little bit of it for myself. You know, it's just cool memories for me and Jaden. He gifted me, actually, let me show you something he gave me. He had this Hot Ones gauntlet and he signed it right here. You can see his signature right there. And then he also, with his left hand, signed Sean Evans. So I have both of there. There's a fake signature and a real Post Malone signature. But he was like, oh yeah, the Hot Ones video. Dude, we have a Hot Ones thing on the tour bus. Do you want me to sign it and give it to you? And I was like, brother, say less. Yes, that's the coolest thing ever. So thank you so much for that, dude. It was such a fun night. Honestly, it was surreal. And then also Greg, my brother Greg, there's an episode of our podcast where he talks about like a month later, Greg also got to hang out with Post. It was very interesting. Anyway, you should listen to the podcast. At that Post Malone show or that over that weekend, I bumped into a bunch of people that watch my channel, which was so cool. I want to specifically call out Kenna, the barista. You made us some fantastic coffee. Thank you so much, Kenna. I want to call out Audrey at the front desk of our hotel. Shout out Audrey for pushing our checkout time back without us even asking. Audrey's the GOAT. And then also shout out Becca, who was working at the VIP table at the concert. Becca's a patron. Shout out, Becca. You're the coolest. So again, if you want to hear more about that, check out the podcast. I highly recommend it. Thank you, Austin Richard Post, for all of your hospitality. It was very fun. All right. In the summer, I went to LA with Eric to promote the tour, and I went on Perfect Person with Miles Bonsignor. It was so much fun. That dude is a lightning rod, full of energy. And Eric, again, is like a nuclear bomb. So being in the same room as them, I was very intimidated, but it was a lot of fun. Check it out if you never saw it. And then we also went on the Wanger show, and that was a live stream, which I don't do live streams, man. So I was a little stressed out. It was so late at night. I flew into LA early that day, and then the live stream was at like 11 p.m., which is like 1 a.m. my time. So I was just fighting for my life there, but it was also a lot of fun meeting those guys and being on that. So the next thing chronologically that happened was Big Dumper won the home run derby. Shout out Cal Raleigh. Then after that, chronologically, Eric and I actually went on the DCOM tour. I already feel so nostalgic for this. It was I can't even really describe how I felt. I can't believe Eric trusted me to do this. I don't do things live. I haven't performed on stage since I was like 12 years old in the local community theater thing. I don't do live stuff. So for Eric to trust me to do this and to just, he offered it up. He's like, hey, you want to go on tour? We talked about it last year when he came to film like the breakfast scenes video, and we do a Pretty Much It collab every year, the Eddie collab, the annual Eddie collab. So this was the 4th annual Eddie collab, and we did it live in 4 cities across the dang US. It was an unbelievable experience. I had so much fun, and just all the in-between stuff of like hanging out with the crew. It's such a good group of guys. We flew from city to city together. We went to Epic Universe down in Orlando. what a day. Oh my gosh. But like at the shows themselves, meeting so many of you guys is so cool because I sit here and it's like, yeah, I see a number on a screen and every YouTuber will say this, but you see a number on a screen and eventually you just kind of go numb to it. So to even meet like a few hundred people at these shows, I couldn't believe it. I was like, look, there's real people sitting in these seats laughing at things that we're saying. It was the coolest thing ever. Pretty much it live, the way that Eric and AJ and JT and Felix, they ran the show and I got to show up and just be me. I got to just show up and watch a movie with Eric and like crack jokes and interact with the crowd. It was so much fun. It's a live movie commentary if you're not familiar with pretty much it. And after the shows, we'd like go out to bars and hang out with people. I got to meet so many people. It was awesome. Specifically going to Chicago. Holy crud. We closed down the venue. We were there so late. And then we went to a bar and we were out until like 4 in the morning. It was insane. I got shown around the city. My cousin Ryan, he lives in Chicago, so he gave me like a whole tour of the city. I hung out with Mr. Gigi all day. He's from the area. My brother Greg was there, so like we just kind of had a boys' day. It was so much fun. And I also got to see Jessie, hang out with her again. She's from the Chicago area. And I got to meet Cam. Shout out Cameron. Thank you for making the what was it? Cotton candy grape pie. Got to meet some of Eric's friends in Dallas. It's just whatever. I could talk about this forever. There is, again, I'm going to say this a bunch. There's a whole podcast episode about it. Thank you, Eric, for having me along for that. It was so cool, dude. Eric is also the best. Like, he's the best. If you don't know, he's the best. Okay, moving on to the next thing. My dad was inducted into the Kindred Hall of Fame. Kindred is our hometown, and he was inducted into the freaking Hall of Fame for all of his coaching and volunteer work and athletics specifically. And man, you know what's crazy? Everybody's dad, I feel like, has these stories of, oh yeah, when I was in high school or whatever, I was a super athlete. Everyone's dad has those stories, it feels like. But it's true. For my dad, it was actually true. And I got to hear all these other people at the ceremony telling stories about my dad. And I was like, oh wait, he wasn't making all that up? You know, you kind of assume everybody is just kind of embellishing their accomplishments. But it's like, oh wait, no, it's actually real. Like my dad actually was a badass. It's just crazy to see it confirmed by like all these other people at this ceremony. Anyway, that was awesome. The next thing that happened, I don't know if you look around, we moved. So insanely bittersweet. That house is like where both of our kids were born. We spent years there. I built so much of this at that house. I spent a lot of years in that place, and yeah, it was very bittersweet to move out of there. But we got this new house now, and it's everything we ever wanted. It's beautiful. It was incredibly stressful. That was a heck of a process, and I'm glad that we're finally settled in. I think my favorite part is that I have this own separate space. Before I was just in a bedroom, and now I have my own dedicated space, which is very awesome. Over Halloween, Seth came to visit. Sensei Seth. You may recognize him from the Cramer games. You may recognize him from the YouTube channel, Sensei Seth. So much fun. We went to a Bison football game. We went trick-or-treating with the kids. We filmed a podcast together. It's always the podcast, isn't it? I'm that guy now. It's like, oh, hey, man, I have a podcast. You have a podcast? Yeah, I have a podcast. Yeah, I talked about it on my podcast, actually. I don't know if you knew. I thought I was going to throw up from laughing so hard when me and Seth and Greg were playing Smash Brothers one night, and I just couldn't. I've never laughed so hard for so long in my entire life. The next thing that happened, I was nominated for the Road YouTube Personality of the Year. And they sent a box of stuff. They sent me this t-shirt. Look, I got Road Creator of the Year Awards, baby. There's the front. They sent me this hat, Creator of the Year Awards. Road is awesome. I love Rode. They have so much good stuff. I'm using the Rodecaster Pro 2 currently, and with every video I ever make. I have a bunch of Rode microphones. Oh, they sent me a new microphone. They sent me the wireless ones. Anyway, awesome. Thank you for that, Rode. The most recent thing that I'm currently doing, and I actually haven't done it yet. It'll be happening later this week. I'm doing a Make-A-Wish, a local Make-A-Wish. Oh. Miles, hi, buddy. Okay, final thing, I promise. The YouTube year, what is it called? They do YouTube Wrapped, like Spotify Wrapped. YouTube has it now, their year recap thing. And a lot of people sent me screenshots saying that I was their top creator of the year that they watched. Or I was in their top five. That's so cool. Me being somebody's most watched YouTube channel, on my list, I was my own top YouTuber. They were like, oh yeah, Scott Cramer. Who was your #1 channel you watched this year? Drum roll, please. Scott Cramer. Kind of an unfair thing. I think I should be disqualified. Of course, I have to watch all of my own videos. I'm reading comments and stuff. So I think they need to fix that next year. You should be disqualified from being in your own top 5. I want to see who I'm actually watching. Tom Buck was in there. Tom Buck was in my top 5. I can't believe I forgot to mention it, but one other really cool thing I got to do this year was I went back to my old college. I actually mentioned it a little bit earlier without realizing it, but I went back and did kind of like a Q&A for a couple of the campus clubs that were there. So like there was a lecture hall full of students and they were asking me about YouTube stuff. A lot of it was about like the business side of it, which I never get to talk about. If people ask me about YouTube, it's always like, oh, how do you come up with ideas? Which is fun to talk about as well, but it was really cool getting to talk about like sponsorships and how I handle the business side of YouTube. The reason that I even did that was because the president of one of the clubs came to the Minneapolis DCOM show. And after the show, he was like, hey, would you come back to MSUM and do a little talk? And I did. So thanks for having me. Collabs that I got to do this year, one of them I did with a buddy from high school, Evan. He has a fitness channel and I did a workout with him. That was so easy. So that was a ton of fun. Also, the owner of my favorite coffee shop, Skylar, he has a podcast that he does and I got to be a guest on that. It was very fun. It was very personalized to me. We did some games. They asked me a lot of fun questions that I hadn't really thought about before. So that was great. Obviously, I did the Wanger show in LA. I also did Perfect Person like I talked about before. Super fun. I was in 3 Pretty Much It videos with Eric this year. So if you want to get a little sneak preview of 2 of the live shows that we did, those are on Eric's channel. And then you can also subscribe to Eric's Patreon and you can get the entire show. The collab that never came out, that still didn't come out, was the one I did with Scott the Woz like two years ago now. I don't think it's coming out. I just brought it up again kind of as a joke. We had talked about it again this year. Like a few months ago, he was like, oh, by the way, that video is not done yet, but it's still coming out. It still hasn't come out. Maybe someday in the future, there will be a Scott the Woz collab. Maybe I'll just have him send it to me and I'll post it. If they're not going to post it, maybe I'll post it. We'll see. Actually, that's a good idea. Scott, if you don't plan on posting it, I will post it. Oh yeah, and then the Sensei Seth Reacts video. We were watching like, what was it called? Chi? It's like a fake martial arts thing. Anyway, I recommend it. It's fun. Those were the only collabs I did. Evan, Skylar, Wanger, Perfect Person, Pretty Much It 3 times, and then Sensei Seth Reacts. Other than that, I think we're about ready to get into the video. I do want to say thank you for all the amazing P.O. Box items that people sent me this year. I love getting wedding invites and grad party invites. It's so fun. Just like getting an idea of who you people are. Who are you people? I like seeing it. I like seeing what you're up to. You're always seeing what I'm up to. I want to see what you're up to. What the heck? Okay. Wow. We're here. That was a lot of stuff. Holy smokes. We are finally ready to jump into the actual main channel video recaps after a very quick word from this video's sponsor, and then we'll do it. A great big thank you to the final sponsor of the year, Bombas! Yes, we love Bombas. Bombas is a clothing company with a mission to help those in need. They donate the most requested items at homeless shelters, coincidentally the #1, #2, and #3 most requested items at homeless shelters. Meaning that for every item you purchase, an item gets donated. Over 150 million items have already been donated. Incredible. The 1, 2, and 3 items are socks, underwear, and t-shirts. Meaning that if you thought Bombas was just a sock company, you're mistaken, brother. They got all kinds of great stuff. A lot of my favorite things that I own are Bombas. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, the best pair of slippers I've ever owned are these Bombas Sunday slippers. Guys, I wear these all day, every day. They're gonna get fused to my feet. I work from home. I'm constantly just meandering around. I need to go put the garbage out. I need to get the mail. There are times when I'm standing at my desk and my feet just start to hurt. I pop these bad boys on. Immediate relief. So if you want to get yourself some Bombas or maybe get them as a gift for somebody else, it is the holiday season after all. New customers will get 20% off their first purchase. You just need to go to bombas.com/ScottCramer and use code ScottCramer at checkout. You're not going to regret it, and for some reason, if you do need to make a return or an exchange, Bombas offers a 100% happiness guarantee, meaning that you can get free returns, free exchanges, no problem. Thank you so much to Bombas for sponsoring this video. Thank you for the best slippers on earth. Thank you to you guys, as always, for using my links when I have them. Helps me out a ton. Now let's dive into the final video of the year. Enjoy. So I wasn't very tech savvy. I did not submit a video for this. Needless to say, 2009 came and went. Sully landed that plane. That was in 2009. Do you remember this? How cool was that, huh?
Blocked by the plant.
You can't see it? Here, let me move the plant. Remember when he landed that plane on the Hudson? Top 5, top 5, top 5! The first video of the year sneaking into the top 5. Incredible. Jaden helped me make all these little Christmas tree ornaments of all the video thumbnails, so I'm gonna be hanging those on the tree later. The Danimals, the final Danimals video. We're finally putting this to bed. Even if there are more updates, there will be no more updates from me. I think we solved the case, we cracked it. This was awesome. It was a long time coming, years in the making. Finally got to the bottom of it. You're welcome. I was supposed to take a little break at the beginning of January. That's kind of what I like to do, take an extra week off, just decompress, get ready for the next year. But I ended up having to make this right away because the update, the final update of who actually won the sweepstakes came out while I was on my break, so I had to rush and get this video done. There were like dozens of people that tagged me in this video that was posted to Instagram after this video came out of Max. Max is the guy that won the Deck Out Your Room sweepstakes. And Max, every time I talk about this, the Danimals thing then again like goes viral. It goes viral. So then the Zach and Cody sweepstakes thing was going viral again. And then Max again came out and was like, yep, I won the Zach and Cody sweepstakes. And people were tagging me in this post. And it's like, guys, this is not the Danimals thing. This is some other Zach and Cody sweepstakes. This is the Deck Out Your Room sweepstakes, which I've talked about multiple times in multiple videos. Even on this very video, when I'm covering all this stuff, there are gonna be people unironically that are like, no, I think the winner already made a video about it. And they're talking about this one. This is the Deck Out Your Room sweepstakes. You understand? You understand why I'm starting to get a little crazy, a little sweaty? But they're like, somebody tell Scott Cramer, this is a new update. Max won the thing. And it's like, not a new update. Do you guys even pay attention? Do you even listen when I talk? Am I talking to a wall? Okay, rhetorical question. Chase, the girl that actually won the sweepstakes, her mom messaged me on Instagram after this video came out and she was like, I can't believe you made a video about our family. It was so sweet. She was so excited about it. So shout out Chase and shout out to your entire family. Congratulations on winning the Danimals sweepstakes. I don't have to lie about being the winner anymore, which is actually the Google, if you search it on Google, the AI overview says that I am the one that won the Danimals sweepstakes. It even says that Cole cooked me finger food. Like, what's going on here? This is insane. The person who won the Danimals, the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody sweepstakes was Scott Cramer, who was flown out to Los Angeles where Cole Sprouse cooked him finger food and Dylan Sprouse gave him $10,000 cash. I said that as a joke in my video, and the AI just took it as true. I won the Dylan and Cole Danimals sweepstakes. That's right, me, Scott Cramer. They flew me out to Los Angeles and Cole cooked me some finger food. Dylan gave me $10,000 cash. While there isn't a single official source naming the winner, a person named Scott Cramer has claimed to be the winner of the Zach. Okay, so don't say it like that. You're making me sound like I'm lying or something. Okay. My microphone stopped recording again, so I added a little backup here in case this one turns off again so I don't lose any footage. See, that's called being a professional, all right? It's called, what's it called? Redundancy. It's called redundancy. You gotta learn about that, guys. It's important. When I was printing off all of the pictures to hang on the wall, my printer just kind of broke in the middle of that. I think it was just overwhelmed with how many things I was printing, and it jammed up and it kept giving me error messages and it was like, stop trying to print. Take a break. So I had to like factory reset it, and then I can't remember what I did. This was like a year ago, but I had to do a whole hack. I took it apart, took the whole dang thing apart. It was a lot. And then I ended up having to push the video back even. This was the whole thing. I was like, I wasn't even supposed to be making this video. I was supposed to be taking a break, and then I ended up having to troubleshoot my printer. For goodness sake. Jack Black. And no, not that Jack Black. It's just some other guy who also happens to be named Jack Black. This is the one that I have been the most excited about this whole time. Skadoosh. This feels and smells incredibly high quality, and I want you to.
I don't like it.
How dare you? This dang lip balm video is the longest video I've ever posted, if you exclude the wrap-up videos. This is the longest actual video that I've ever posted. It's me testing and comparing a bunch of lip balms. That's my longest video ever. I've made 2 Cramer games and they don't even come close. I even remember telling Jaden before I started filming this, when I was in like the preparation stage, I want my videos to be a little bit shorter this year, because last year I went on a tear where all of them were like 35 plus minutes. I was like, I want to calm down. I want to shorten them a little bit. I don't want to give myself so much work to edit. The editing takes forever on these long videos. Here we go for this one. And then it ended up being my longest video ever. So, great. I kind of expected this video to be super divisive because people have really strong opinions on lip balm, whether you love it or you hate it, especially if you love it. They have, you know, everybody has their favorite brand and they have ones that they adamantly avoid. So I was like, oh, the comments are gonna be a war zone. It wasn't actually at all. Everybody was actually really helpful in sharing their opinions on the brands that they liked. Even the people that like that awful Burt's Bees were super chill about it. I was really proud of the product shots in this video. I do it in front of the TV. I ended up just shining my phone's flashlight on them. That was how I lit the shot. You gotta keep it simple. Everything around here is very homemade. This was the video when I sold the limited edition lip balm denier merch, which I'm bringing that back now. So if you didn't get it when the video came out and you want some now, it's on the store. You can have it now. You can have it. You guys, yeah, it's yours. This is actually one of my favorite thumbnails ever. I had this idea that I wanted it to look 3D, so I put this border around it that's the same exact hex code as YouTube's dark interface, so then it looks like my little fingers are coming out of the screen. When you see it on the homepage or whatever, it's pretty convincing. It's very neat. I hadn't seen anybody do this before. I'm sure other people have done it, but I was like, I was proud of this idea. I wanted to give it some grace. I wanted it to be fine. I don't like being negative about stuff like this, but this is unacceptable. They're all on the boat already. The cannons are set up and primed to be fired. Just don't offer a fucking bribe. Have them fire the cannons. Have them do an actual challenge for once. Have them compete in something. This is the biggest slap in the face to the audience of any competition show I've ever seen. This is one of the videos that I'm the most proud of ever. I think the writing and the editing and the callbacks throughout the video, I'm just like really, this is one of the best things I've ever made. So thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for making Beast Games so that I could make my best video, or one of my best videos. I said it in the video, but I had over 30 pages of notes for this. Like, I watched through all of the episodes, I took 30 pages of notes, and then I was looking at it and I was like, oh no. What do I do? Writing the script for this was not easy at all. So Jimmy had messaged me later and was like, hey man, do you want to help with season 2? Like, you have good ideas for the games and stuff. And I said, yes, I would do that. They never followed up. I think it was probably a PR thing. So yes, I did get messaged by Jimmy, but I did not help with season 2. I saw the trailer for season 2, and you're never gonna believe it, guys. There are pirate ship cannons, and they're actually firing them. I know for a fact it's because of me. In the show, when it comes out, I think it comes out in like January. When this show comes out, if I don't get a shout out by name when they shoot the cannons, I'm gonna riot. I know for a fact I am single-handedly the reason that they added cannons to season 2. I have to be. There's no other explanation. This video spawned a second channel video to accompany it. Somebody had left a comment on this video, and I made a whole second channel video like responding to it. It is wild. It was such a fun video to make, but holy smokes, man. The poor soul that left that comment. I hope they're doing okay. Something that really is a bummer is when this video came out, it was doing really well. It was my biggest video of the year. And at a certain point, like maybe a week or so after it released, I got a notification in my YouTube studio and they were like, hey, we're looking into invalid traffic activity on your channel. We think you're botting your channel and we think you're paying for views and we think that there's invalid traffic. And we're gonna check and make sure that your revenue is correct and we're gonna take revenue away if we need to. And I was like, what the hell? What is that? What's going on? So that was really scary. And then they sent me like a follow-up email and they're like, hey, we're still looking into this, making sure that you're not cheating the system, making sure that you're not screwing us over. And I was like, dude, what is happening? Was it Jimmy? It's just something I wonder about. That's not an accusation, but it's like the first and only thought. It's the only thing that I can think of, like, why else would that have happened? Either way, it's one of my best videos. It's one of the best videos I made this year, but at what cost? At what cost? I'm excited to watch season 2. I think I'll include season 2 of Beast Games in a compilation when I do like 4 competition shows and put them into one video. Beast Games season 2 will probably be one in a video like that next year.
So to warm up, I want everyone to take a deep breath in.
Okay.
Raise your hands towards the ceiling. Oh. And I want you to let your breath out with an audible ha. I want you to push it out. Ready? Go. Nice job. Okay, one more time. Deep breath in, fill up your lungs. This time you're going to laugh on your exhale. Ready, go.
Wait, I'm sorry. No. Oh no, it's working. Oh no. You're crying. Oh no.
My face is hot. What is this?
We put the kids to bed. It took like 3 hours. 3 hours has progressed since the last time you saw me. We got another Miss Jaden cameo, a little collab with the wife. I love filming videos with Jaden. It brings me so much joy. It always feels like I was saying earlier, doing this feels like a job. It feels like work. I hate sitting down to record most times. It's like my least favorite part of making videos. I'm just not built for it. I'm not built to be on camera all the time. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at like mentally handling that. I don't know how to explain it. But when I get to sit down and film a video with Jaden, I always feel very at ease. I feel very relaxed and it just flows. It's just a lot of fun. I love doing it. In this video, I had mentioned that the last time we made a TED Talk video was in 2022. That's not even correct. The last time we made a TED Talk video was all the way back in 2021. So we had a full 4-year break in between TED Talk videos. And coincidentally, next summer, we'll probably be making our 5th TED Talk video. And we might be reacting to yours truly. That's all I'll say. There is one other TED Talk. It's hard to find, corny, cringy, weird TED Talks that actually would make for a good video. It's not hard to find those, but it's hard to find ones that would make for a good little reaction commentary video. There is one that I found, some millennial thing, some guy kind of ranting about being a millennial and how he's so misunderstood or whatever. And I don't think it would work, but maybe like a second channel thing. So I don't know. I'm not gonna promise anything, but that might be something that Jaden and I do on the second channel someday. Who knows? I'm a broken man. I've watched so many Scott movies. Scott and Sid, Scott of the Antarctic, Scott Free. This one's about 2 brothers escaping a life of crime. I cannot relate to that. I accidentally took a Reese's from a gas station when I was a kid once, and I couldn't sleep that night. Uh-oh, top 5, top 5, top 5. Watching every movie with my name in the title. I love this video, guys. I'm so proud of it. First of all, it's the end of an era. My haircut. I had that middle part going on for the first part of the year, and this is when that ended. I always thought that the middle part looked good on camera, but in real life, it just wasn't working for me. Like if I'm straight on and I'm doing this, it looked actually pretty decent. I wasn't vibing with it in real life, so I got rid of it. Oh, what happened? It shut off again. It's disconnecting the USB. Oh, I know why it's happening. I know the problem. I'm gonna fix it so it doesn't happen anymore. Check this out. Watch me troubleshoot like a boss. Lonely Island style. I think I solved the issue. I had my Rodecaster plugged into a hub, and the hub, I think, was disconnecting from my computer. You don't care. We got the problem solved, we move on. You know what, before we move on, I know that this year I'm not switching my microphone every time. That was a fun little tradition, but some of my microphones are at my sister's house for the podcast set, so it would be an incomplete video. I wouldn't have all of my microphones here, and it's an ungodly amount of work to have to pause the video and switch the microphones out all like that. So I'm already doing a lot of work here. It's late. So as I was saying, I watched a ton of these movies with my name in the title. I really did. And then I was trying to script it out, and I didn't really know what I even wanted the video to be at that point. I was like, do I just do it like when I watch a bunch of anything else? When I watch a bunch of competition shows and I just kind of briefly talk about all of them? Because some of the movies I just had nothing to say, and some of them were kind of like downers. It would have been a horrible roller coaster of emotions and not in a fun way. So I was like, how can I switch this up? It's already very much so about me. It's already kind of a narcissistic type of video, and it was coming out right around my birthday. So I thought, let me just really make it about that. Let me make it about aging and who am I, trying to discover myself, trying to figure out who I am. And it turned into a really fun, kind of almost like a little personal journal, a little diary type video. It was kind of a mini documentary just about me. I don't know how to explain what this video even is. It was kind of, I think in the video I called it Scott's hopeful journey of self-discovery or something like that. And that's certainly what it was. And I think it turned out great. It's one of my top 5 videos of the year. Is it my top 1 video? Well, stick around to find out later. One of the movies I talked about in this video was The Buttercream Gang. Somebody who was in the movie, or I think maybe her sister was in the movie, they commented on the video. I don't know if that person's probably not even watching this video. If you are, I would love to do a little interview about that movie. Every time I do an interview, I put it on my second channel. So yeah, if you're still interested, if you're even still watching, I would love to do an interview with you. Just reach out. What if I told you there was a show with an all-star cast filled to the brim with drama and scandals and debauchery, and all of it was based around one of the most baffling premises in television history? Would that interest you? Well, in that case, let me introduce you to The Slap. Zachary Quinto, Peter Sarsgaard, Uma Thurman, Brian Cox, Penn Badgley, Tandy Wayne Newton, and a slew of other wickedly talented actors brought this 2015 miniseries to life. But what is it about, Scott? What is The Slap all about? I'm so glad you asked. Let's watch the trailer together right now. The Slap video. This is basically the spiritual successor to my video I made on movie trailers and how movie trailers give too much away. This was showing that in action, why they do that. Trailers give too much away because audiences are dumb. So these two videos go absolutely hand in hand. They prove each other right. When I was watching this show, I have to say, the way that the actual slap in the show affected the family in the show, not super far off from how it affected me personally watching it. I started making this video 2 months before I posted it, and I was in a weird funk that entire time. It threw me off. I don't know, watching this show totally threw me off. There was something about the kid. It's just the way that the kid's behavioral issues were and how nobody was really noticing it. It's hard to explain, but having 2 sons of my own, seeing somebody's son be like misunderstood and not properly taken care of and kind of like, I don't know, he was turned into this little monster that he wasn't. I don't know. The show really affected me. It put me in a funk. It made me very sad. It was such a good show. It's so good. I had planned to post this video when I ended up posting the TED Talk video instead. Shout out to Jaden. It was like, I don't know, 3 days before this video was due, and I hadn't even started scripting it. I didn't know what to do. I was panicking. I was panicking Skywalker. And Jaden was like, is there something else we can do? Can we pivot? Can we do a different video? And that's why we did the TED Talk. She was like, all right, let's do it tonight. We'll film the video tonight when the kids are in bed. You can edit it tomorrow and get it posted when you need to get it posted for the brand deal. Jaden's an angel. She's an absolute angel. So when this ended up coming out months later, it was a completely different video than what I had thought it was going to be. This, like the Beast Games video, had a huge script. There were so many pages of a script. It was like 20 pages. And I was like writing about the show and like getting into the nuances of the characters and yada yada. It was like a whole video essay, and it just felt off and wrong. So what I ended up doing, because I had spent so much time with it already and I was so familiar with the show and how I felt about it, I ended up just doing an old style, like, non-scripted video. I was watching things in real time and just kind of talking in real time and giving my thoughts in real time. None of that video was scripted. And in the video I said, it feels like a 2019 Scott video. Before I started filming, I was like, you know what? I want to really get into this. I want to dive into the 2019 feel. And I filmed it on my old 2019 camera. So that's just me being weird and artsy for no reason, but I thought it was a nice fit. When I started working on it to when I finished it, it was a couple of months, but when I wrote the idea down that I wanted to make a video about this show, it was 2.5 years ago. Yeah, well, it might have been like 3.5 years ago. I wrote the idea down such a long time ago. And then I finally got around to doing it and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this show now. And it said, all right, it's on Peacock. I went to Peacock and it was like, it's going to be removed in 4 days. The universe did not want this video to happen. What are the chances of that? But then I realized that the version I was about to watch was the Australian version, which is not the same as this one. Well, not the same as this one. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I had to go buy it on YouTube. I actually bought it on YouTube to watch. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to splurge. I'm going to buy the HD version. Well, guess what? When you get the HD version of something, you're not allowed to watch it on your desktop. You can only watch it on a TV or maybe even a phone, but not on a desktop. No, you're maxed out at 480p on a desktop. What is that? You greedy fuckers. Anyway, this is one of my best performing videos of the year, I think. But again, it was a kind of a weird year. That was surprising. It was a pleasant surprise because I had agonized over it for so long. So for it to be received well, was pretty great. It's so funny because when Darren comes out at the end after the big reveal, his comforting words to the murderers are this.
Most people have pushed. Most people have done it. Yeah. Most people would.
Don't worry. Most people killed the guy. So it's all right. That makes me feel better.
By understanding this, understanding how we can be manipulated, we can be stronger. We can say no. We can push back.
Oh, good grief, Darren. Don't try to put a positive spin on this, Darren. These folks should be grateful, actually, that we pushed them to do this. They should be thanking us. Reality shows that lied to the contestants. I had a lot of fun with this. I started writing it when I was at the car dealership. I had to get some recall done on my car and I was sitting there waiting for hours for that to happen. And I was like, you know what? I should start working while I'm here. So that's when I started looking into all the different shows. I had an idea in my head of a bunch of shows that fit this category already, but I had to search to find some more. In this video, I had a Helix ad and it has the most insane blooper. It's like the worst I've ever been on camera. And I'll show you that now. 27% off site-wide, plus a free bedding bundle with any Luxe or Elite mattress. A free bedding bundle with any Luxe or Elite mattress order during their Memorial Day exclusive partner offer. A free bedding bundle with any Luxe or Elite mattress order during their Memorial. A free bedding bundle with. A free bedding bundle with any Luxe. A free bedding bundle with any. I said this so many times. I can't get through it. Oh my God. Okay. Oh. Okay, you can do this. A free bedding bundle with any luxe or elite mattress order, and then just stop. And then I'll say the next sentence after that. Okay, a free bedding bundle with any What is wrong with me? Oh my gosh. A free bedding bundle. Oh, I'm crying. What is going on? Dude. Oh. Okay. A free bedding bundle with any luck? If I'm smiling, you can hear me smiling. Okay, stop. A free bedding bundle with a free bedding bundle. Let me start from the completely start over. So you can if you're interested, you can visit helixsleep.com/Scott Cramer for 27% off site-wide, plus a free bedding bundle with any luxe or elite mattress order during their Memorial Day exclusive partner offer. Holy smokes, all I had to do was start over. Okay. That's unbelievable. I mean, unacceptable. What was that? It's funny because this Helix ad in particular made it into Helix's creator brief that they send out to everybody that's making an ad. So they send you like a document with all of their talking points that they want you to hit and some information about the company. And then they have a list of examples of ads that were really well done in their opinion. And this ad was on it's in their brief now. So every YouTuber that you see doing a Helix ad, just know they got inspiration from your boy. I started this whole like watching reality / competition shows series. I started it back in 2021. Time is so fake, dude. Time goes way too fast. It's disgusting. And I like making them. I don't really watch, I've said this before, I don't really watch competition shows just in my free time. I don't watch reality shows in my free time, really. I watch Below Deck and I watch Hard Knocks, if those count. And now Jaden's watching that Mormon Wives show. So sometimes I'll be peeking over, I'm like, what's going on over here? But it's fun to dive into it for a video. And I think, yeah, again, like I said, next year I'm gonna do another one, I think. I've got 4 shows picked out already, but my mind could change in the meantime. If you have any suggestions of cool competition shows, let me know.
I'm Victoria Justice, and I'm ready to play.
Just 3 hours, 1 day out of the entire year, and everybody somehow has a bad memory of it.
Nickelodeon's Worldwide Day of Play. It's kind of annoying. No one's outside playing anyway, so why do you have this? Nickelodeon, The Big Help. What the hell is that?
Ask anybody about the Nickelodeon Worldwide Day of Play and they'll probably hit you with that ruined my life. It was the worst day of my life. All I wanted to do on my Saturday home from school is watch insert TV show here, and instead Nickelodeon is showing me this? This Worldwide Day of Play video came at a really weird time because in my personal life, I was maybe the busiest I've been all year. I was just getting smoked left and right. All day, every day, I was like busy with something else, and it was very hard to work on videos. And this was like one of those times. I look back on the time I spent working on this and I was exhausted. It's too bad because I kind of think the quality of the videos suffer when I end up having to do that. Like if I get way too busy doing stuff outside of the work, it makes sense. Obviously, like the quality goes down and it just sucks. I hate that. I want every video to be a banger. I want them all to be really good. And sometimes you get one that just ends up like this. And it wasn't entirely because of, you know what? Actually, there's other information as well. I had expected to have 2 interviews in this video, 2 interviews with Nickelodeon alumni. One of them was all but set up, and then the other one was kind of like, oh, maybe it'll happen, and both of them fell through at like the last second. So this whole video, I kind of planned it around getting to interview people that were present at the day of play, and then at the last second, they were like, we can't do the interviews, and I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. Literally was planning the entire video around this. I guess I have to pivot. So that's why I had so much just real-time kind of reaction instead of scripting. I didn't have a script written. I didn't have a script written because I didn't think I would need one. I should have had some redundancy built in, like this. But you live and you learn. And I'm not gonna learn from this. Something like this is probably gonna happen again, whatever. Sometimes things are out of your control, you gotta roll with the punches, and that's what happened with this Worldwide Day of Play video. I still like it. You know what? There's only, I think, 1 video this entire year that I look back on and I'm like, ugh, wish I could redo it completely. This is not one of those. This is not that video. I actually think this is still a good video, even though I had all those obstacles. So there you go. You gave it a shot, Jake, but writing and directing movies clearly isn't for you. Oh, I wanna, genuinely? And I will censor it, don't worry, Mom. Fuck this guy. And fuck people with this attitude. I'm so mad right now. Condescending, you gave it a real college try, but this clearly isn't for you. This is the first movie that Jake Johnson has written and directed. You didn't like it? Oh, clearly this isn't for you, Jake. Shut up. What kind of attitude is that? You miserable subhuman slug. I certainly hope that you've perfectly executed on every single thing you've ever done on your first attempt, and everybody has loved everything you've ever done on your first attempt. I hope that's true, Jeff White. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I was gonna make this Lonely Island movies video later on in the year than I ended up doing it, but then Popstar ended up getting on Netflix. It was like really hard to find and stream Popstar for a long time, and then they put it on Netflix and I was like, this is a sign, I have to make this video now. So I dropped everything and I made the Lonely Island movies video. I had a whole like criteria in the video where it was like, okay, the only ones that count as a Lonely Island movie are movies where 2 of the 3 members worked on it in some way. And that wasn't even the criteria I followed throughout. The actual criteria that I followed was one of the Lonely Island members had to be in the movie, like they had to be an actor in the movie, and then a different member had to be involved in some other way, whether they're also an actor or they're a producer, director, whatever. That's not important, it doesn't matter, except for the fact that MacGruber would have been included had I not been following that specific criteria. I think it's fine that I didn't include MacGruber in this. MacGruber, Jorma directed the movie and then Akiva was a producer on it. Even though he's not listed anywhere that I could find as a producer, he mentioned on their podcast that he was a producer on this. So I would have included MacGruber, but I didn't, and I'm fine with it because I talked about MacGruber in my SNL movies video that I made years ago. And yes, that was years ago. It wasn't just like a few months ago. That was somebody else. You're thinking of a different creator. So if you want to hear my thoughts on MacGruber, you can go watch that video. One of the movies I talked about in this was the Bash Brothers experience, and I was like kind of confused by it. I was like, what is this? Do I like this? I don't know if I like it. By the end of the video, I decided I loved it, and I listened to the Bash Brothers album on Spotify so many times. It ended up in my Spotify Wrapped most listened to albums. And shout out, I think it was Sabrina, my top 5 albums were Sabrina Carpenter, the Short and Sweet album, the Jonas Brothers, Greetings from Your Hometown, John Bellion's Father Figure, Justin Bieber's Swag 2, and the Bash Brothers Experience. Those were my top 5 albums. Top 5, top 5, top 5. This image has been so vivid in my brain. I can't remember which cupboard in my kitchen the big glass bowl is supposed to go in, because stuff like this has been taking up space in my brain all this time. So I want to dive into this weird television trope, and what better way to do it than with my high-tech, futuristic, patented TV trope goggles. Oh no, I think I BLUESKY'd into the computer again. Top 5, top 5, top 5. I got a couple of things to say about this video. First of all, I didn't see anybody mention it, maybe because they didn't care, or maybe because you guys thought it stunk. But in the outro of this, like during the credits, I am the one singing All Night Long by Lionel Richie. Goodbye. People dancing in the street. See the rhythm in their feet. That is me. That is your boy. That is my little version that I recorded for the outro as a callback to something that happened earlier on in the video. I thought it was a nice little callback. The only person that actually mentioned it to me was my mom. She texted me. She's like, is that you singing Lionel Richie in the outro? My voice was all pitched down and it was kind of like really heavily processed or whatever, but she's like, that sounds like your voice, is that you? So thank you, Mom, for being the only one to notice that. Kind of weird that literally nobody else noticed that. You guys are fake. I have been taking notes every time I saw a video game episode trope happen in a movie for years. Many, many years. I've had a list going on my phone since like college. Every time I saw a show that had a weird random one-off video game episode, I wrote it in my notes. And then I finally had so many and I've been thinking about it for so long and I had an idea of how I would make the video. I finally made it into a video and then I got a freaking comment that made me it made me so frustrated. The comment said something like, I feel like you just read a BuzzFeed list of this video game episode trope and then turned it into a video. And I was like, you motherfucker. I wanted to flick this person in the ear so bad. I have put so much time into this video. I thought it was such a fun, original idea. And no, by the way, I did not see some list of other examples. There were only like 2 shows in the entire video that I hadn't personally seen myself and written and added to my list. The amount of writing and research and all of that went into it, they were just like, yeah, what did you steal this from a BuzzFeed article? And I was like, oh my God, I want to punch you in the dick. But it's okay. And I'm not mad. This video has, I think, my favorite transition of all time when I go from being in the virtual world to being in real life again. And my wife saw it, and when she was watching it, she said, ooh, ooh. So yes, video game episodes, top 5, top 5, top 5. What's next? Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. Now what is it? Jaden, what do you think? What is it?
Well, you're talking about her goodies, right?
It's her me espresso, Your Honor. How do we get Sabrina on the line? Who's got Sabrina's contact information?
You know who does? I guarantee you know who does.
Who?
Ben Savage.
Wait, who?
Boy Meets World / Girl Meets World dad.
Well, I don't have his contact.
Right, I didn't think about that.
You're like, oh, her mom. We could her mom. Not helpful, Eric.
Now we just gotta, who would have her mom's number? You know what? Ben Savage, probably.
The Sabrina Carpenter video, there is a deleted scene that I would like to show you now. I'll play that deleted scene for you. There is one more lyric that I also have heard wrong since the beginning of time, since the dawn of man, frankly. And it wasn't until this whole thing with Eric started that I actually heard the correct one. I didn't mention it to him. But in the song Espresso, Sabrina says, "I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer." And I thought she was saying, "I'm working late 'cause I'm a sinner." And I was like, that's a weird lyric. Like nightlife, seedy stuff is happening when the sun goes down. I thought maybe that's what she was saying. Like sinners work at night. All the shady stuff goes on after dark type of vibe. But then I saw a commercial on TV and she said that she was working late because she's a singer. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I guess maybe a singer would work late as well. And guess what, guys? I'm not the only one who thought that.
I'm working late, 'cause I'm a singer.
Sinner.
Singer.
Sinner.
Singer. Singer.
Late. Because I'm a singer.
I'm a sinner?
Reese, we're on the same page, Miss Witherspoon. I added a little bit too much to the runtime. I didn't think it was necessary, so I cut it out. And I thought to myself, I'll include that in the wrap up. So here we are. I ended up making a follow-up video to this on my second channel as well, because there were a lot of people in the comments that were confused on some of the things that Eric and I were theorizing about. And I was like, I gotta set the record straight. I have to do it. But actually, I was being a sneaky little snake. And the real reason that I made the second channel follow-up video was to promote our tour. So there's a little secret inside baseball for you. My friend Tyler, he texted me, he was like, wow, those comments really got to you, huh? You made a whole follow-up video about it? And I was like, shh. It's for the tour, actually. Oh, when Eric and I went on tour, Eric ended up using Espresso as his walkout song when we came out on stage, and then he used Sunflower, Post Malone, for me, which was very sweet and very thoughtful. I got a DM from somebody who worked on the music video, or the lyric video to Espresso, and what they said was that the lyric sheet that they were given by the label said, "Thinking about me every night, oh, is it that sweet? I guess so." So that has been put to bed, officially. Thank you for reaching out. I think my favorite part of this video, and a lot of people have told me their favorite part, was the Netflix crime documentary text on screen part when Eric left me that crazy voicemail. Also, the cover songs that I recorded, I did it to avoid copyright on the video. I was like, if I'm gonna be playing these songs a bunch, I don't want the label to claim it and take all my money. So I spent like 5 or 6 hours recording my own cover versions of the songs.
Something that he realized late in the game about this whole thing, he can't play the songs.
I had to record my own versions of every song.
Of course you can. I didn't even think about it.
And then I didn't really even end up using them in the video that much. So was it a waste of time? No, because I created more art and put that into the world, and that's always a good thing. And I fed you some content, open wide. Plus, I didn't really get to make that much music this year. So any little bits like that, there were 3 songs in this video. Oh man, I'm getting really tired. It got so late, so fast. I'm so tired that my tongue is like heavy and sticky in my mouth. Come on, we can do it. Strugglers, are you looking for love? You never answered me 4 years ago when I asked you the first time. And I get it. Dating can be scary. Commitment! I've heard less than stellar reviews on the dating pool in recent years. Seems to me like a lot of folks are feeling dejected by it. And the more time you spend in there, the worse it feels. You know what they say about people who spend too much time in the pool? They're probably peeing in it. Well, what if I told you there was a better way to date? A foolproof method to finding love without all the silly games. I'd be lying, because that's the exact opposite of what I'm about to show you. Pay no attention to the thumbnail. The thumbnail doesn't have the word wieners in it. I changed this way after the fact. It didn't used to say this. The thumbnail used to be something completely different, but this video was tanking, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll try anything. I'll switch it up. It felt really nice making this video because it just was about one thing. I've done so many like broad conceptual videos lately where it's more of an idea. You know, there's a whole idea and then there's a lot of pieces to it. But this video was just about this one show. like one episode of this one show. And it was fun to do that. This video is chock full of jokes, goofs and bits, all kinds of funny little edits. It's maybe my most silly video of the entire year. My channel was kind of a comedy channel for a long time, and I feel like a lot of the videos I've been making aren't inherently funny. Like there's maybe some funny parts to them, but this feels like a comedy video. There's a bit in here where they're talking about this guy's bacon and eggs tattoo, and I had kind of theorized, oh, maybe it's not bacon and eggs, maybe it's a penis and balls, because they're being so weird about it. They're being like really cryptic and weird about this tattoo. But if it is a tattoo of a penis and balls, why wouldn't they call it sausage and eggs? Why would they choose bacon as their like euphemism word? That didn't make, I don't know. So I'm confused by that still. If anybody happened to work on production, if your uncle was a cameraman on Ex-Treme Dating, let me know because I have to get to the bottom of this. This is something I've seen kicked around online. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the truth. But this video was posted at the very beginning of August, and I have seen, I mean, countless other YouTubers say that in August, like there was a moment in August where their channel just nosedived. Nosedove? Their channel took a nosedive. Their views got cut in half, their comments got cut in half, like every analytic on their channel just went in August of this year. And this video was posted at the beginning of August of this year. And I experienced that same thing. And I'm not blaming YouTube or the whatever they changed in the system. I'm not blaming anything exterior. It's just like, I noticed it as well. A lot of other people said this, and I was like, hey, I also noticed that at the exact same time. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe, like I said, maybe I haven't been making as good of stuff lately and people just like kind of stopped tuning in all at the exact same time. I do not know. I don't have a crystal ball. I just have this clearly Canadian bottle, and there's not a whole lot going on in there. The click-through rate on my videos is the same as it's always been. The watch time is the same as it's always been. It's just that the views and the comments and like the ad revenue have just gotten smoked. So I do not know why, but you know, YouTube's a roller coaster. You got to just hold on for dear life. It's a roller coaster that doesn't latch. You just have to hold on. Some people can't hack it. Some people start getting flung around a little bit and they say, let me off the ride. I say, I'm not letting go. I've experienced turbulence before on YouTube, and I'll get through it again. Speaking of fighting for your life, the annual cheese roll in England. You have no doubt seen clips from this event at some point in your life. Actually, at this year's event, there were a bunch of videos that were going viral of different angles of this one guy because he got his soul knocked out of him. Look at this and tell me this isn't the most intense amateur sport you've ever seen. This is an ESPN all-time top 10 tumble. Imagine what must have been going through his head at that moment when he's hitting that pose. Surely the last thing that's ever gone through his head since then. I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see. I really enjoy this video. I think it's a ton of fun, but I think this statistically is like my least viewed video ever. It also got rocked in that August thing, but again, you know what? I want to be so clear because people are going to hear this and be like, oh, another YouTuber blaming YouTube for whatever. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying I also noticed the same thing that a bunch of other people noticed. This video came out while I was on tour. I actually had to stay up until like 8 in the morning editing this dang thing. We had gone to Epic Universe and spent all day there. My plan was to go to Epic Universe for a few hours, go on a few rides, hang out, maybe get a beer, and then I was gonna go back to the hotel and finish editing this video. And then we ended up staying until like 11 p.m. So I got back to the hotel and I was like, oh no, this video is unfinished and it has to go live tomorrow. So I stayed up all night editing this thing, and I basically hit post like at the airport before we got on our flight. This was the video where the Struggler Racing merch launched, and holy smokes, do I have a tale about Struggler Racing merch. I had tried to go through a designer I've worked with before, and they sent me back some awful AI garbage. That pissed me off. I didn't end up using it, obviously. But what I ended up doing instead was I reached out to the guy who is like the dirt track racing merch guy. He designs the shirts and the merch for like actual dirt track race car drivers across the whole country, and he designed my shirts. And I'm glad that I was sent some terrible AI slop, because if not, I wouldn't have switched over to this new designer and gotten like the coolest design ever. So shout out everybody that bought Struggler Racing merch. Thank you for that. The support means a ton.
Well, I can have conversation with people about legal issues.
Oh, it's a conversation.
Is there something you have a question, something I'd help you with, or?
Oh no, I have nothing in regard to the law.
Weird. Cryptic response. Do you have a question? What are you doing here? Oh no, I have nothing in regard to the law. What is that? Me when I have nothing in regard to the law? I'm having too much fun filming this, man. I haven't had this much giggly fun filming a video in a long time. This is good stuff. I'm having fun, allegedly. In this video, I had a random wide angle, a high bird's eye wide angle shot that I would just periodically cut back to. The only reason I did that was because I was very bored. I was like planning this video and I was taking notes and I was kind of structuring it in a Google Doc and I was picturing what it would look like after I was done filming. And I was like, this just looks so bland and boring. Like, what is the point of this? How do I make it exciting? What do I do to spice things up? I know, random bird's eye wide angle shot. So that's why that's there. And there's a TV on the floor that I was using as like a fake fireplace. The reason that I had that TV on the floor was because we were moving soon and that was the TV that's gonna go in our living room. So I just had to store it in my office and I figured, well, I'm just not just gonna have a TV on the floor not be on, so I put a little fireplace on there. Cody, this guy, Cody right here, he ended up seeing the video and he commented on it and then he reposted something on his TikTok about it. So shout out Cody for all the legal videos you've been making. They're fun. They're very fun to watch. I actually just saw another one pop up on my Facebook of it's a new video he just posted like 3 days ago and it's another guy arguing with him. Why do people insist on arguing with Cody? I wouldn't be able to do that, so you're doing a good job out there, bud. It's a little limp. It's a little flaccid. We got a flaccid topper on out here, folks.
Oh.
How does it look? Do I look good? What are you doing?
I'm trying to get.
What? Hey, be honest. Does it look good? It'd be funnier if this was a whiskey bottle. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Another video with Miss Jaden, the beautiful, the wonderful, everybody's favorite. Many years ago when I was in college, I made a song called Never Had It Like, kind of a goof on the nice guy boyfriend trope. And the opening line of the song is, "We can do a Halloween couple costume." And I was gonna include that in this video and I just completely forgot to do it.
We can do a Halloween couple costume. You wanna watch a chick flick, then I'll watch you.
So that's too bad. I was gonna have it be the outro song, like during the credits. Absolute fumble on my part, sorry. My boys did not like seeing my mom and Greg. They put on the Sully and Mike costumes after we were done filming. My boys saw them in there and they were terrified. They hated it. But now, there's sometimes when during bedtime or before a nap or something, Corbin will ask to watch either a clip from the Cramer games or he'll want to watch clips from this Halloween costumes video. And he really loves watching this one. He's like, I want to see the Mike and Sully. I want to see Mike and Sully video. At the very end of this video, there's one extra bonus costume and it's like my favorite of all time. It's me and the boys and we're doing the turtleneck and chain Lonely Island album cover. I think it's very sweet. Making all these videos back in 2008. Oh boy, that's a topic. That is a topic for another day though. That day is today. Sorry I kept you waiting for so long. Picture me as an 11-year-old boy. Not for too long. Okay, stop. That was roughly the time that my life changed forever. My friend Nick introduced me to this website called youtube.com where you could watch the coolest videos. And I got to work. I made YouTube videos every day. I made them by myself. I made them with my brother Greg. I made them with toys as various characters that I voiced. This was what I spent basically every single day thinking about. I love making videos. And I posted those videos to my very first YouTube channel, Mop Top Scotty. This was my magnum opus. That is, until tragedy struck. Everybody say it with me, top 5, top 5, top 5. This video has one of my favorite scripts that I've ever put together. I was originally gonna make this into just kind of a unscripted second channel video. I was gonna tell the story of how my old YouTube channel got hacked and I was gonna show some videos or whatever. It was gonna be off the cuff, just kind of based on my memories. And then the more I sat and thought about it, and I kind of took a couple of notes and I was just kind of chugging along and I thought, you know what? This is main channel material. I wanted to actually start writing things down so I got all the details right. And then as I was doing that, I was like, this needs to be on the main channel. It has to be. When I decided to do that, it was like, from the time I sat down to script, film, and edit the video, it was like 48 hours. This was right when we were in the middle of packing and moving. So it was in between packing all of our stuff and then unpacking it here. In that little window, I made this entire video. You can see in it, I'm like in an empty shell of a house. It's not even close to ready. You should see what's out of frame. It was a nightmare. I did end up getting this camera working and on. I'm gonna show you what the footage used to look like back in the day on the old Mop Top Scotty channel. Here we go. Recording. This was me, man. This is what I used to make every video I used this camera for every video for years, and it worked fine. I mean, this was good enough for me. If you think your gear is what's slowing you down, what's holding you back, look at 12-year-old Scott and tell him that this camera wasn't perfect. Not that I was popular or successful at all at that point, but that's not what matters. What matters is that I was making stuff and I was putting in the effort. Did you forget what I talked? We already talked about this. So yes, definitely a top five video from this year. If you didn't see it, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of lore in it. If you're into lore, this one's chock full of lore.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. How about Kennedy? Where's the...
Well, who was that? Hold on. What was this? We got a ghoul creeping in the back. Ready? Hello? What is that? Who's this? Zoom and enhance.
We all have our prayers for Johnny Fairplay that he didn't lose a tooth.
Prayers unanswered, unfortunately, because there it is, right there. We're looking at it. Okay, guys, here's the cold hard truth. Do you remember a few minutes ago when I said that one thing about, like, there's one video this year that I would totally redo if I had the chance? This is the one. I am really just not happy with this video. I don't even know if there's any other video on my entire channel that I can say that about. Like, I'm just so disappointed in myself for the quality of this video. It was, once again, like, during the move. Like, this I gutted out in a day and a half. It ended up being awesome. I got lucky. This one, I was also trying to, I was fighting for my life to get things done. We had a lot of personal stuff going on in our lives that was making work basically impossible. And even while I was filming this, like, this was not scripted. I didn't have time to script this video. So I had to do it in real time. I had to just kind of make it a reaction video, which is just it's just not what I want to be doing. And there are some clips that I cut out of the video. It's hard to listen to, man. I don't even, I'm in a weird mood. I don't know how to make this video. What do I do here? What do I do? Do I continue through it? Do I just keep pushing through this and try to make it somewhat good? I don't know. Should we try? Should we keep trying? I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. And I'm wearing shorts. It's not even pants. I'm flying by the seat of my dang shorts. I'm wearing a button-up shirt with basketball shorts and slippers, guys. I have to, though. I have to, contractually. I've never pronounced it like that. Contractually, I do have to. And that's why I'm here. Is it okay for me to admit that? Is it okay to admit I'm only here because I contractually have to be and I wouldn't be otherwise at this very moment? It's not even important to you. Let's just make you laugh. We got to here to make you giggle and chuckle. That's what's important, right? Guys, I don't know if you've noticed, just be a little honest and vulnerable for a second. I've made some pretty, I don't know, some videos lately that are maybe not up to the standard that I usually would like to have. And I just genuinely I don't have the time right now. Maybe when the new year rolls around, I'll have a little bit more time to get back into actually making videos that I'm proud of and think are good. But just for a little bit, we have to chug out some stuff just to get some stuff out. So I haven't been making stuff that I really am super happy with for the last few months, maybe. I got a couple things here and there that I thought were good, but it's just been, I've been trying to survive, basically. I'd like to get into doing more passion projects again soon. This is maybe a weird time to be saying all this, but when I get a moment to breathe, I can actually start being creative again. That'll be awesome. And I can start making good videos again. But for now, I hope you're enjoying at least a little bit what you've been seeing from me lately. Let's keep going on this one. Sorry, guys. So yeah. I think that tells you everything you need to know. There were a few other kind of more lighthearted, fun clips that I cut out as well. They just didn't really fit into the video in a good way, so I got rid of them. Outside of the event, there was this interview done by Girlicious. You know Girlicious? And this was their advice that they gave. If you want to be on reality TV, check this out.
What advice would you give somebody that
Stand out.
Yeah.
Do anything to stand out.
Stand out. Do anything to stand out.
You gotta be the crazier you are, the more likely they are to have you on the show.
Lay it all out, talk a lot.
That's crazy because I think they just said the quiet part out loud. The crazier you are, the more likely they are to have you on the show. It's so true. And she told us back in 2008. What have I been doing? Do you remember when I applied for all those game shows? I was being myself. I was trying to be like good on camera and charismatic. Charismatic, dude? I should have been a freaking lunatic. Maybe I'd be on Survivor by now if I acted crazy.
She is the lady you want to freaking hate, but you need to love. Nice rack.
But why does she have...
What? But it's like, what, were they gonna make the video worse? I feel like I'm almost hyping this video up. Like if I were you and I hadn't seen this, I would be very curious now. I'd be like, I gotta go watch it to see if it's as bad as he's saying it is. It did not meet my standards. And I guess that doesn't mean it's bad. I'm sure there are a lot of people that were like, oh, that was a great video, so much fun. But this did not meet my standards and it makes me sad. Oh, one other cool thing. In the outro, I had an Aries song, and the song was from the new album titled Glass Jaw. And I used that because it was a reference to the guy breaking his jaw at the award show. So once again, nobody noticed that. And I do all these creative things, and I connect all these dots, and I Da Vinci Code this whole thing, and nobody even notices. How dare you? It's okay, I forgive you. Let's move on, couple more. Look at this nice family. Look at how much they love each other. And look at that food. Yum! I'm getting such good vibes from this meal. I can't imagine anything bad ever happening to this family. What was that? The two little girls are kidnapped, forcing Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard to go on a twisted, violent mission alongside Jake Gyllenhaal to find them and bring their kidnappers to justice? Well, that's not very festive. I'm sorry, did somebody say top five, top five, top five? We went from the biggest stinker ever to one of my favorite videos I've ever made. The rebound is crazy, guys. The rebound is insane. Oh, I'm sorry, the recovery must be studied. While I was making this video, we were still dealing with some of that insane personal life stuff. That drug on for a while. That was exhausting, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. My worst enemy was dealing with it as well, unfortunately. But all that is just to say, I was in a disgusting funk for like months during this time period. And I had about 36 hours where I wasn't in that funk. And that's when I busted out this video. Another one that I made in like a couple of days. And I'm so happy with how it turned out. I think I got like 5 different texts from completely different people in my life. And they were like, wow, I really liked your Thanksgiving video this year. And that was very sweet of you guys to do. Thank you for reaching out. When I'm getting texts from people in my real life, that is like, I'm on a different, I'm in the stratosphere. Anyway, I'm waxing poetic a little bit too much, I think. I wrote and recorded a song for the very end of this video. It's only like a little snippet. It's like a 30-second snippet of a song. I haven't made it into a full song yet. I don't know if I'm going to or not. It's a Thanksgiving song, and we do need more Thanksgiving songs in the world. So maybe I will, actually. My boys have listened to that snippet like 100+ times. Corbin and Miles both know the words to that. Like Corbin will just walk around singing it sometimes. It's very sweet. And yeah, this video has a very special place in my heart. Top 5, top 5, top 5. I just love making holiday themed videos. It's so cozy. And I love the fact that you can kind of revisit them every year. Like if I were to be given a movie studio budget and crew to go make a movie, I might make a Christmas movie because I know people are gonna be watching it over and over. So there you go. I got a lot of holiday videos I've made. You should be rewatching them every year. And if you're not, you're fake. And you're blocked. Okay, one last video and then we'll wrap it up and we'll all go to bed because we need to. Day 2, attempting this again. A curse fell on our household yesterday. That's an understatement. And it continued today. I'm praying that I myself don't fall victim to the curse that has been thrust upon my family. Also, who cursed my family? Who did it and how dare you? They don't want to see me eat 19 frozen pizzas. Now, you know what? Now I might eat 20. I might just go ahead and up it to 20. You thought you could stop me from eating 19 frozen pizzas? How about 20? The frozen pizza video was the bounce back we all needed. The tried and true formula, the exposing series. I love making these videos. They're so much fun. It's a breath of fresh air work-wise. I get to do something a little bit different. I'm not just stuck in front of my desk all day. And you guys seem to like these videos as well. So I'll keep making them. I will. Don't threaten, I'll do it. Don't tempt me with a good time. I thought maybe I would do exposing the printer industry, but that's gonna cost many thousands of dollars. And I can't even imagine. Okay, so in this pizza video, there was another pizza that we had purchased, and it was part of the reason why I kept getting the number wrong of how many pizzas I ate, because we purchased an extra one that we didn't end up including in the video because we ate it before I started recording. It wasn't like a regular pizza. I filmed a part of it. I'll include that right here. We actually purchased another one. It was called Katie's, and then after bringing it home, I realized it didn't have a red sauce. It had like a honey type something like a honey white sauce. So I didn't want to include it in this because it was too different than the other ones. It wouldn't be fair. But I will relay to you that it was very good. And we cut it party style in squares. So that was a fun time. Something else I had done in this video was I originally had the prices of all the pizzas as a category. And then I did price per slice. And I also found out price per ounce. And it was like, I'm getting too in the weeds here. There's too much data. It is already a super long video. This is my second longest video behind the lip balm one. So I cut all that out. Plus all of the pizzas are pretty dang affordable. It was all kind of the same. Whenever I make the exposing videos, I always like go into it thinking, oh, this will be kind of a break. This will be an easier video to make because I don't have to do a lot of like scripting and planning. And I always forget the fact that it's hours worth of footage to comb comb over. And I'm on camera a lot, which is my least favorite part of this job. It's exhausting. It's an exhausting series to do, but I love doing it. They are some of the most work-intensive videos. The editing takes so long. When I went to Chicago for the DCOM tour, I had Pequod's, which might be the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
Very nice. What else did you get up to?
We went to a pizza place. What's the name of the pizza place? Pequod. Oh, round of applause. I think you fucking ruined pizza for me, because that's all I'm ever gonna crave now.
Wow, no Nando's though, huh?
No Nando's. But it was the best pizza I've ever had.
So you got pizza, deep dish?
Deep dish, the
okay,
deepest.
Of course.
We were also just at Costco, and I saw that they have their own frozen pizza, and I didn't get it for the video. I totally missed it. I'm sure it's delicious. It'd probably be the best one. You know, I'm sure I missed the best one. Sorry. I ate all that pizza, and then I thought, oh, I'm not gonna want pizza for at least a month. Yeah, like 48 hours later, I was already craving pizza again. Pizza is awesome. What am I talking about? The fact that I've been able to make YouTube videos for as long as I have been already is like a miracle. I've been consistently putting out videos since like 2018, and I've been doing it as my full-time and only job since 2020. I've been doing this a long time. Most people, they burn out or it disappears after like a couple of years. That's a long time to be able to keep doing this. So I am very grateful, and I am holding on to that roller coaster, and I'm not gonna let go until it flings me into the stratosphere. I've talked a lot in this year's wrap-up about how it can all just disappear overnight, and the roller coaster and what have you, and we're on the roller coaster and we're on there together. Hey, how did this all start? Do you remember? We're all just a bunch of strugglers, and we're struggling together. We're all struggling, but at least we're struggling together. Nothing has changed, man. I'm still that 2018 version of me. I have a gorgeous wife and 2 beautiful children now, and a couple more gray hairs. But I'm still having the time of my life, and I appreciate you guys checking back in every now and then when I post a video. I'm living the dream, and I would not have it any other way. So now I'm gonna go put my top 5 videos in order on the tree, and I'll give you some honorable mentions as well. Okay, I've decided on what my top 5 and my honorable mentions are. Obviously, we need to start with some honorable mentions. That makes sense, right? So these are in no particular order. I think the first one I want to put up on the tree is the Sabrina Carpenter video that I made with Eric. This was just so much silly fun. The memories associated with this are amazing, so this goes honorable mention. Yeah, that works. The next honorable mention is the Lonely Island movies video. I'm such a sucker for the Lonely Island. I'm a big fan of them. This video gave me an excuse to rewatch all of their movies, and I watched some of them for the first time. And it was a lot of fun kind of finding community through this video. Like a lot of other Lonely Island fans were, you know, they watched this, obviously, and they liked it as well. Everybody was kind of sharing their thoughts on the movies and giving their opinions and talking about digital shorts and all my favorite stuff. I'm such a Lonely Island boy, it was fun to find my people in the comments of this video. So this was another honorable mention. And lastly, this one, it has to be. I have to mention Beast Games. I talked this up. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. Everything about it. I'm very proud of every aspect of this video. It's the one time that I really kind of got worked up about something. I try not to get worked up about stuff, and I'm just really happy with the way that this whole thing came together. A lot of work went into this. Honorable mention to the Beast Games video. And it was my biggest video of the year. So kind of undeniable, it has to go on the tree. Now, time for the top 5. This is in a particular order, starting with number 5 and working our way up to number 1. My number 5 most favorite video of the year, weird way of phrasing that, is the video game episodes video. When I made this video, I used this microphone and then I ran it through a filter to like try to get rid of some of the echo in my room, and then I accidentally used the full force of that filter throughout the entire section with this microphone. I only meant to like patch it into a couple of spots that sounded weird and use it at like half power. It kind of sounds like I'm in a video game, low key. So I did it on purpose, and I'm an expert filmmaker, and this is number 5 for my number 5 most favorite video of the year. That is perfect. Okay. Number 4, we're coming in with the first video of the year, Danimals. I had a ton of fun filming this with Jaden. She's always down to help with stuff. Her little side comments from behind the camcorder, so much fun. It is really like a Pepe Sylvia man unraveling type of thing, and that is becoming such a common video, such a common trope, but I had a lot of fun doing it. That's my number 4 video on the year. Number 3, another one that I had a lot of fun with that was very confusing and hard to make, the Scott Movies video. This top 3 is tricky because I think any of them, I could rearrange them. I've said this in years past as well. The top 3 is almost in no particular order, but I'm gonna put them in an order. This is number 3. I loved getting to go around my hometown and go to all those spots. Going back out to my grandparents' old house, dude, the emotions were flooding in. I love this video. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's my number 3 video on the year. Number 2, no, this is really tough, man. Putting these ones, oh, this is tough. Number 2 and number 1, I have battled back and forth on where they're gonna go, but I think I've decided that number 2 is gonna be the Thanksgiving movies video. This is a cozy son of a gun, and I will be rewatching this on Thanksgiving next year. Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch my own video. So what? I really like it. I liked having the skit in there. I liked getting to do more of a creative writing exercise than I'm used to. I got to get kind of fun with cinematography. I've never really done cinematography. I didn't go to film school, I'm an advertising guy. My number 2 video on the year, Thanksgiving movies. And that could leave only one. My favorite video of the entire year is the one that I rushed out in less than 2 days. I got hacked. I've been feeling real nostalgic this year. This is another very nostalgic video. There's a lot of nostalgia on this tree currently. This is the year of that, I guess. I think it was moving out of my old house had me feeling some type of way. We just were dealing with so much this year. This year was a hard year, but our sweet little family is happy and healthy, and that's all I could ask for. This was my favorite video of the year. I got hacked. So there you go. There's my top 5 and some honorable mentions. This was certainly a bizarre year for me. I think more than anything, I am proud that I got out what I got out in such a weird year. I think it's kind of a miracle that we escaped with only one video that I was like, ugh, this video was not good. And I take comfort in knowing that I am probably the only one that thinks of it that way. Nobody is thinking that deeply about somebody else's work. You know, I care more about my videos than anybody else does. It's my name on the channel. I don't know if you noticed that. So we're just gonna keep chugging along. And next year is gonna be here before we know it. I have a lot of fun stuff planned, and I hope to see you there. And I hope that you check out our podcast as well. I'm really proud of it, and I think that you will like it. If you like my videos and you like the vibe of any of these guys, you're gonna like the podcast, I promise. All right, Merry Christmas, strugglers. Happy New Year. I will see you next year.